So, there's a couple of issues from the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
No.
Intro.
You look so like...
I don't know what you're doing. I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 9 of Top Picks, our fortnightly roundup of the latest coins and commemoratives that have just been released. And actually, this is our penultimate top picks of 2022 because episode 10, which will be in 2 weeks' time on the 9th of December, will be our last before Christmas and the New Year.
It will be, yeah. We'll be taking a little bit of a break, but you can be sure that we'll be back in 2023 with more of our favourite coins and collectibles. But for now, let's take a look at what's happened in the last 2 weeks.
Let's do it. Well, look, let's begin with maybe the most prestigious and significant coin release of the year. One of the most significant coin releases actually ever. You know that I love a sovereign. I love all the sovereigns in history, and it's the peculiar ones, the most significant ones that really stand out, such as, and I've said this many times to many people in the last week or so, the very first sovereign for each monarch.
Yes.
And this last 2 weeks, we saw the very first sovereign that features King Charles III's portrait on it.
Very special to see.
It is incredible because it is the first one. Also, it's a memorial sovereign to his mum, the late Queen, and I've never seen a memorial sovereign either.
No, I don't think I have.
No, and so that combination on a sovereign, it just makes it so important for any collector to take this seriously. I mean, you can see it here, not to scale, but you can at least see the design. The portrait, when it was released, had wide acclaim. They thought it was absolutely, beautiful. And also King Charles has had to okay it himself as well. So he's given it his seal of approval. And then on the reverse side, you've got a fantastic image there of the royal crest. Now, we had one on the original 2022 sovereigns. This is one of the years where there's two sovereigns in the same year.
I know, and they've updated that design, haven't they?
They have, and this second design on the King Charles sovereign is done by Jodie Clark. Now, Jodie Clark was the last artist who did a portrait on coinage, on definitive coinage of Her Majesty, the fifth one for her.
So very fitting.
Yeah, it links perfectly. I call it a linking sovereign because now links between the Queen and the King. And really, any sovereign collection of any worth or any height of collectability is almost incomplete now without this sovereign.
Yeah, I mean, I know you love your sovereigns,
I do.
and I know there's a lot of collectors out there who really do like to add them to their collection. But like you said, this is something special because it is the first one with King Charles III's portrait on it. So, I mean, your collection will be incomplete without it, let's be honest.
Absolutely. And of course, there's two different versions of this. You've got the Pierre version, which had a tiny edition limit, and then you've got the normal version, which again, the edition limit wasn't huge. Now, as we're speaking, you can still get this. I'm surprised about that, but soon you won't be able to, and at that moment, I think you'll be gutted to have missed out on it. So it's definitely worth one serious consideration for any sovereign collector, and if you've never bought a sovereign before, now's the moment.
Yeah, why not start? New king, new collection, why not?
Absolutely. Okay, so now we're wearing gloves. Why are we wearing gloves, Kate?
Well, that's because we're handling these very special commemoratives, and we'll get on to what makes them so special in just a moment. But first of all, let's tell you what we're looking at. These are the Douglas Bader Commemoratives, and they were issued to mark 40 years since the founding of the Douglas Bader Foundation.
Nice.
So in 1982, it was founded to help anyone with disabilities, supplies prosthetics and grants, and helps many people. Douglas Bader, of course, was famous for flying during World War II.
Yes, he was.
And the charity is very fitting because he himself unfortunately lost both of his legs before World War II.
Yeah, in a flying accident, wasn't it? And these actually are stunning. What makes it stand out, obviously, is not just what it's for, which is well worthwhile. I think for every sale, we make a donation as well.
We do,
to the Douglas Bader Foundation. But on top of all of that, the design itself is very unusual.
It is.
It features a Spitfire. I'm sure you can see, I mean, here, that there's a 3D model of a Spitfire on the commemorative.
And what makes it so special is that they've actually been crafted from aluminium from an actual Spitfire AB910, which is the plane that Douglas Bader flew.
And also this one, I'm told, was actually part of the Dieppe raid as well.
So you can own a commemorative that features actual parts of a plane that flew over Normandy on D-Day.
Incredible. One of the largest air battles, I believe, as well.
Yeah, I mean, this one is the 5-ounce version, and it is weighty.
And on there, you can definitely see the design on the other side a bit better as well, because it's bigger, and you've got the different Spitfires on there. It does look incredible.
Really detailed.
Yeah, this one isn't quite as weighty, but there's only 295 of the 1-ounce versions available. So a great opportunity to own a genuine piece of World War II history.
I know, very interesting. And they also come displayed, I think we've got one here, and you can see it on screen now. They come in a floating frame, so they're beautiful to display as well. So you can tell people that you own a part of an actual Spitfire.
Yeah, great opportunity.
Right, so the gloves have gone.
They have.
We don't need them for what we're talking about next, which is a brand new UK £2 coin.
It is.
And very poignant as well, because it's issued to celebrate 25 years since the first bimetallic £2 coin.
It's been that long.
Yes, it has, 1997. And it recreates that original design by Bruce Rushin of the Technology £2 coin.
Was that the first design, was it?
It was, yeah. Many of you will have seen it in your change. I know I definitely found a few in my time. So the design is really clever because it actually tells a story of mankind's technological evolution. So right in the centre, you've got the Iron Age.
Yeah.
And then the next ring, you've got cogs and wheels representing the Industrial Revolution. And then the next ring, a silicone chip pattern. So it symbolises the computer age. And the final outer ring represents the age of the internet with connecting webs of lines.
It's very clever, isn't it?
Yeah, so very detailed, a lot in there. And this one has actually got a special feature, which we've seen recently, actually. So it's a lenticular feature.
Now, I know what that means. I only know what that means because of the Harry Potter 50p.
Yeah, so recently we saw it on the Harry Potter 50p, but right in the middle of this £2 coin, you've got a special feature that when you tilt the coin one way, you see those Iron Age pattern, and when you tilt it the other way, you can see the number 25 for 25 years of the bimetallic £2 coin.
Nice, and it is a very clever design as well. Actually, until this moment, I didn't even know anything about that design. I've seen that £2 coin many times and just thought it was squiggly patterns.
Yeah, it's one that many of us have found in our change and thought, I don't know what that is. But when you actually look at the design, really clever to track our evolution as humans.
Good information. And now 25 years since, so this coin, quite a rare one?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not going to stay around for long. Anyone who is a serious collector is going to want this in their collection. Yep. And especially if you pair it with that original 1997 one, it's going to be something really special to have together.
And because, I mean, we've said this about a couple, but I think this is probably one of the very last that's going to have the Queen's head on it because one of her last approved coins.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so we've got Jodie Clark's Queen Elizabeth II portrait, and it's also got a special privy mark next to the initials.
Oh.
And the privy mark is in the form of that central Iron Age logo.
Okay, it's really unusual.
So yeah, something we don't see very often, but this is going to be the last UK commemorative £2 coin with Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on it.
Absolutely, one of the last ones that she ever approved.
Yeah, so definitely something to add to your collection, end of an era.
Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of great new issues, but let's talk about our favourites, as we always do.
Yes, can I go first?
You can, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to keep with the sovereigns. You know, I love sovereigns. And this one is a bit different. Usually we talk about the Royal Mint sovereign, but there is other sovereigns available. And one of my favourite is the Christmas sovereign that comes out every year. This year's one has the lowest ever edition limit of any British Isles gold sovereign.
Wow.
There's only 150 of them ever going to be struck. So that means that with me, there's only 149 people in the world who can have this sovereign. And that's 25% less than last year's Christmas sovereign, which was already tiny, and people go mad for this.
They really do.
Now, you can see it here. The design is incredible. As it's issued by the Isle of Man, the design is also perfect because it features a depiction of a Christmas angel. Now that's inspired by the poem Angel of the Woods. That was by a famous Manx poet, Mona Douglas. And that was like 100 years ago. And of course, Isle of Man, famous for their angel coins anyway, gold coins. It just is a fantastic sovereign for Christmas, a fantastic sovereign for any collector. You should get one, Kate, frankly. And if you don't, 149 other people will be fortunate enough to grab hold of one.
Well, yeah, I mean, looking at it, definitely something I'm interested in. I love the traditional look of the angel, and it's just a very quintessentially Christmas.
Absolutely, and it will be the last sovereign with the Queen's head on it.
Oh, it will be.
Absolutely, so it's definitely all of those things together. That's why it's my favourite.
Okay, nice.
So that was my favourite, and it was Christmassy. I'm going to guess yours is as well.
It is a little bit, yeah.
Nice.
So my favourite is the Peter Rabbit Christmas Commemorative.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one here?
This one here, yeah, it is stunning. It is a commemorative and it's plated in silver to a proof finish.
The best quality you can get.
Exactly, yeah. And it features Peter Rabbit holding his little letter to Santa.
Yeah.
Very cute.
I knew she was going to say cute.
And he's in front of a Christmas wreath. And if you look really closely, you'll also see little snowflakes falling around him.
Right.
Perfect little Christmas scene.
Intricate
and I love
design.
Peter Rabbit and I love, you know, all the Beatrix Potter characters as well. So this is perfect.
But also, it doesn't just come by itself, it comes in a Christmas card.
It does, yes. We've actually got one here, so let me show you. So it comes beautifully presented in a Christmas card with Peter there with this little card. And then inside it says Merry Christmas and it's blank for your own message. So you can either write it to somebody or just display it in your own collection. I'm probably just going to display it in my own like this.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming towards the end, but before we go, shall we do our
Little roundup?
I can't believe we do that every time. Okay, we started today with the first ever King Charles sovereign, also the first ever memorial sovereign that we know about.
Yeah, and then we had a look at the Douglas Bader Spitfire Commemorative range.
Yeah, with the 1 ounce and the 5 ounce and the actual piece of Spitfire.
Something definitely worthwhile looking into.
Then the 25th anniversary of the £2 coin.
Yeah, that technology design we see again 25 years later.
Yeah, incredible one. And my favourite was the Christmas sovereign, only 150 of them. Not many
Yeah,
at all.
and my favourite was the Peter Rabbit Christmas commemorative. So
It was
cute.
so cute.
I mean, I do have to say, what a bunch of incredible coins and commemoratives we've seen in the last 2 weeks. Really unusual shapes and some special features, like that lenticular feature.
Yeah.
I love something like that.
I know, you like something a bit different, don't you?
I do like something a bit different.
I do too, which is why I like you. And of course, we had a few sovereigns, so I'm really, really happy. Look, thanks everyone for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode of Top Picks, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give this video a thumbs up and hit that bell as well for your notifications. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.